Hey guys, I wanted to do my thoughts on this Russell Brand allegations for entertainment purposes only, allegedly, hypothetically, in theory. So I'm just going to play this so we can see exactly what Russell Brand is being accused of.
Russell Brand under fire after multiple women have accused him of sexual assault in a new documentary report. The comedian who was married to Katy Perry is now responding, flatly denying the accusations. Eva Pilgrim is here now with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Lindsay. Now, some of these women saying they didn't come forward until now because they were scared and only came forward after reporters reached out to them.
This morning, comedian and actor Russell Brand facing accusations of inappropriate sexual behavior with several women. Brand speaking out, denying he did anything wrong.
But I feel like I'm being attacked.
Brand, famous for his stand-up.
Then I took my turn nicely.
And for movie roles like Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, right, hey, I'm all the snow.
I know who you are.
And his short-lived marriage to pop star Katy Perry. But now, 5 women coming forward with allegations, 4 of them anonymously, in an in-depth collaborative documentary by multiple British media organizations accusing Brand of rape, sexual assault, and abuse. One of the victims says she was just 16 years old at the time.
I was pushing him away, and so I ended up having to punch him really hard in the stomach to get him off. And I was crying, and he said, "Oh, I only want to see your mascara run anyway."
The women's claims span alleged behavior over a 7-year period between 2006 and 2013, at the height of his fame.
I felt like I was groomed.
Some of the allegations from the women so disturbing, we're choosing not to share them.
Amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute.
Okay, so we have Russell saying he didn't do anything. But then he goes
a video online addressing the allegations.
I was very, very promiscuous. Now,
that's what I was looking for. So then he goes on to say that he was promiscuous. So are we supposed to believe that? Well, let me back up. Let me talk about how obviously Hollywood is a cult. That this entire world is controlled by a cult. A very, very evil one that does very, very evil things that the average human cannot comprehend. And it has taken me years to comprehend and integrate and process it. These things actually happen. And even though I feel like I am cerebrally aware that they happen, I would never be able to process seeing any video of it. It would be too much. So, Russell was famous. He was wealthy, and we're supposed to believe that he wasn't a part of this cult. I think most people, as famous and wealthy as him, can't escape it. However, this is where discernment is important. I do believe some people, aren't either invited because they're too fringe, or there's some other reason that maybe we aren't aware of, that we can't understand, that they are not initiated into this cult or invited into this cult. And then I think there are obviously some people that are not famous and wealthy enough, and they are allowed to be in the entertainment industry and earn money and have a career, but it's never going to go very far because it's controlled and managed. So, I think that Russell was in it, and I think he probably has tried to escape because his whole spiritual thing didn't start until later in his life. I would say probably 5-6 years ago was when I first started noticing a lot of this spiritual talk he had. And then, of course, when the great scamdemic hit, he did start speaking out in ways other celebrities weren't. However, the years of these allegations was before that change in him. And I have seen on social media when people in the truther community have posted about him, I have seen in comments from women that they have worked with him and they made similar allegations. So he's saying here he was promiscuous, yet we're supposed to believe that he was part of this cult, or at least, danced around the edges of this cult. He had to, as we have learned from people that speak out, they're fully aware of what's going on. They just can't talk about it because they know what will happen to them. So they hint at it. So we're supposed to believe that he was either in this cult or at the same party, and he was promiscuous, yet he never crossed the line. He never became a predator, knowing exactly what these other people are doing and getting away with. And not just sexual misconduct, just, like I mentioned, the worst things that are humanly possible to do to other humans. He knew these people were doing them and getting away with it. Not to mention all the theft of money and laundering of money that goes on, and the fakeness of people's careers and how they are basically just selling their soul in exchange for a career, and talent doesn't really matter. He's knowing all this is going on. He's admitting he's promiscuous, yet we're supposed to believe that he never crossed the line. It's just not believable to me. Also, I've just always thought he looks really weird. He just has always had such a weird look to me. I want to show you. Like, how sometimes you just have this weird, like, look at this. Like, I'm sure you've seen a lot of photos, but all of these photos in here, there's not one good one where he has a genuine smile. Like look at these fake faces everywhere. Like, genuineness, authenticity, like, look at that. I mean, maybe he hates being famous and having his picture taken, fair enough. But he kept doing comedy tours, so it's not like he was being genuine and authentic and deciding to step out of the limelight, is it? Like, he has always held a place, released his podcasts, his shows, what have you. It's not like he retreated to live a normal life, a repentive life, which is what you would expect someone who was really sorry for what they'd done and who really realized that they didn't want to sell their soul and who didn't want to be around these creeps anymore. You would think that's what that type of person would do, that type of spiritual person, which is what he was claiming to be. He's just always had a strange look. Like, what is that? Not that most people in Hollywood don't have a strange look, but for someone to talk as spiritually as he does and to present himself as counterculture, as authentic, as inquisitive, as going, questioning the official narrative, he's got an odd look for that. So then these people insinuate that Katy Perry discovered the type of person he was, and that's how the divorce happened, even though we hear it was his choice because he texted her to tell her he was getting a divorce, which, it's not like Katy Perry is someone that needs defense.
2013, at the height of his fame.
I felt like I was groomed.
Some of the allegations from the
Look
women
at-
so
just looks
disturbing,
weird.
we're choosing not to share them.
Amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that...
Like, does he blink? Like, his eyes are strange. His face has no humanity in it to me. Like, why is he being so combative here? Is he not emotional? Like, how could you accuse me of this? I'm in shock. I can't function. This is horrific. No, he's just like, litany.
Absolutely refute.
Brand posted a video online addressing the allegations.
I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual.
Brand was no.
Okay, anyway. So this cult, this regressive energy that controls everything, especially Hollywood, they don't let people out. And those that try to escape, we know what happens to them. But I do think that some people are allowed to escape. And monitored, because that is control still. If you allow someone to escape and you allow them to speak in the way that you're okay with. And then I also do think that some people who want to escape are rescued by the white hats, meaning their death is faked and we just never hear or see from them again. And who knows what happens to them? Maybe off planet, maybe underground, maybe completely, facially reconstructed. I don't know. I don't know about that. I just thought I'd throw that in there as something that I believe in. So that's my little thing with him. I am inclined to believe that sometimes things do happen that are in line with supporting the negative agenda, but are still authentic things. And maybe this is something that's happening because he is not authentic and he's trying to play that he is. And it's karma, it's the natural balance. He's not genuinely remorseful, maybe. And this is the universe's way of trying to correct that. I don't know. This is just thoughts that enter my head, which is why I have these videos. Thank you, everybody.